This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 FM and iTalk1067.com. Also brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Beamer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sports. And now, Sholo Ford presents high school basketball on iTalk 106.7 and worldwide on iTalk1067.com.
High school as the Snowflake Lady Lobos taking on the Lady Jackets of Blue Ridge this evening, as we are set about 2 minutes into the second quarter here, 13-4, as the Lobos have gone up, and both teams running a ferocious press on each other. As this game very important, as I spoke with Coach Mike Brogan of the Lady Lobos for the game, and the first thing that he told me is that this game is extremely important to the Lobos. The Lobos coming off a very big win last Tuesday against the Holbrook Roadrunners right here in the Den, and it was about a 40-point game as the Lobos came up victorious. As we can take down, Adams is going to shoot her first free throws of the game, as the Lobos have a 13-5 lead very early into this second quarter, midway through this half, as Blue Ridge is going to put on the press. There goes out to Denhalter. Handles to Hancock. Hancock brings it towards the middle, over to Chloe Reedhead, the senior. Back to Hancock, back to Reedhead, over to Denhalter. Give and go, no good. However, it's going to be rebounded by Carlisle, and that is good. And that is Natalie Carlisle, the senior for the Lobos. Up in, putting that ball in, 15-5, 10-point lead. First time the Lobos have seen double 10 inches long three-pointer. That is no good. Rebound Carlisle, and look for Carlisle to take it coast to coast here. As she goes, crosses the time strike, in, out to Hancock, no good. Hancock to Brogan. Reed at the top of the key, 25 left on the shot clock. Over to Hancock, and that's going to be stolen by Hamblin. Hamblin down, nice chance for an easy layup as Hamblin puts a very easy layup in. However, I spoke too soon, and that is off the mark as it goes to Hancock. Hancock to Denhalter. Denhalter, 19-foot jumper, good! As we're going to get an official timeout, and that's going to be asked to tie a shoe. As I'm Aaron Hewish, I'm joined by Mel, Robin, and Cole this evening. A very good evening from Snowflake High School on a overcast, somewhat chilly Friday, as we've all kind of felt the little bitter nip of the late January air here in the White Mountains. Snowflake up 17-5 here, as we just passed 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Snowflake up on Blue Ridge, 17-5. That's going to be inside to Adams. Adams is going to lose it. That's going to be stolen by Kennedy Stewart. Stewart crosses over midcourt, 2-on-2. Stewart stops, checks, goes into Chloe Olberg. Olberg tried to shoot it and had it somewhat blocked, but the official is going to say, no, that wasn't blocked. That is going to be a jump ball, and the alternating possession is going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. 4 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the second quarter for Snowflake High School. As Miley Hamblin with the ball, over to Ashlyn Smith. Ashlyn Smith up and over, no good. Rebound Brogan. Kinsey Brogan, the senior. Kinsey sends it over to the junior, number 10, Nicole Hips. Hips at the top of the key, over to Stewart, back to Hips. Brogan camping on the three-point line. Long court pass to Kennedy Stewart. Stewart in the middle to Hips. Hips back to Brogan. Brogan long three. That is good. And that is going to be our first Comfort Fit Dentures three-pointer of the night for Kinsey Brogan. Number 3, the senior from Snowflake High School. Coincidentally, if you're wondering, Mike Brogan, the coach, Kinsey Brogan, the daughter, he gets the opportunity to coach his daughter here in her senior year. Adams to inbound the ball. Adams over to Smith. Smith on the near side to Hamblin. Hamblin driving in the middle of the key. Hamlin hands off to Smith. Smith inside. No good, and she's going to get it. Go to the line and shoot a couple, as I believe Kinsey Brogan's going to be whistled for her second personal foul. 20-5. 3 minutes and 36 seconds left here from Snowflake High School. Ashlyn Smith to the line to shoot a couple. Now, as we've covered the Blue Ridge Yellow Jacks the last few weeks, we want to note that Ashlyn Smith has been our Deemer's glasswoman of the game very consistently. So a very dangerous rebounder inside, and her height and her athletic ability have done wonders for these Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. As Smith is off the mark with her second one, however, we're going to get whistled. She's going to get a free one as Snowflake violating the little get in the paint a little bit too early. Folks, I'm going to take a little break here, not from the action, but I'm just going to run down. We're going to let you watch our wonderful YouTube feed here, as we would like to bring you Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com, as we have our Ace Hardware keys to the game. And as I mentioned before, Coach Brogan said that this is just a very important game for these Lady Lobos. Very important to get them where they want to be at the state level and start these almost second round of teams that they're going to play. As Comfort Fit Dentures is our next sponsor, and they are going to be sponsoring our three-point shot tonight. Thank you to them. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, 1-888-GLASSMAN. Deemer's Glass for all your glass needs in the White Mountains. Summit Healthcare with our injury report. And as far as I know, Tenejith is, for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, is still battling the ankle injury. However, she does have a knee sleeve on, and that's generally not a good thing. The Lobos, pretty close to 100% healthy, as the only players that they would be quote-unquote without are those that have had season-ending injuries before the season even started. So that's going to be our Summit Healthcare injury report. Next, we have our Honda Ski and Outdoor, and we're going to have them for our halftime report here from the Den at Snowflake High School. Honda Ski and Outdoor. Next, we have Northland Pioneer College, and they're going to be sponsoring our tip-offs. So when it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off at the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College, with locations in Navajo and Apache County. For your education needs, enroll now, Northland Pioneer College, npc.edu. Horn Auto Centers with our drive of the half, as we have 5 Lady Lobos ready to check in. And last, we have our free throws, sponsored by Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass for your glass needs in the White Mountains. As there is a little bit of a frustrating foul, and we're seeing this game called pretty close. That's going to be the Lobos' fourth. That is going to be their 4th team foul of the quarter, as they are up 22-7, and that's going to put Tenejith to the line to shoot. And the usually accurate Tenejith falls off one as the Lobos bring in a fresh 5. Hancock, Reedhead, that's other Carlisle, that is Lindsay Carlisle, as well as Raya Denhalter, the sophomore. Tenejith to the line to shoot one. Actually, that's Lindsay and Natalie Carlisle both checking in the game. Off the mark, rebound Carlisle. Tries to get it over to other Carlisle. It's fumbled. That's Lindsay Carlisle with the ball. Reedhead at the top. Back over to Carlisle to Hancock. Inside, dropped away. Now back to Hancock. Over to Carlisle, and that's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. As Tenejith's going to check out of the game, getting a breather here before we go to halftime, down 22-7, as the Lobos are going to put on a press. Here comes the press, and it is broken very easy by the Jackets, as we're going to get a foul on Denhalter, and they're going to call that a shooting foul and shooting 2. This is going to be Paxson at the line to shoot. Misses her first one, second one, no good. Rebound, Carlisle. Carlisle dribbles over to Reedhead. Chloe Reedhead on the far side to Hancock. Hancock back to Carlisle in the middle. Carlisle inside to Denhalter. Denhalter drives, 8-foot jumper. And they're going to call Denhalter for an offensive foul on Paxson. As Paxson creeped up just in enough time to get whistled. get the offensive foul whistle, and that's a player control foul. So that'll be Snowflake's 5th team. However, going to be inbounded by the Jackets as Lobos look to put on the press.
Can't slide under her while she's in the air. That's dangerous.
Long court pass is going to be stolen by Denhalter. Lobos having their struggles, going a little bit of a drought, but both teams a little bit of a scoring drought right now. As Carlisle at the top of the key, she's going to shoot a 3. That is going to be good. That is a Mountain Mobile Autoglass or free throws. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot. 25-7 stolen by Carlisle. Carlisle ahead of Denhalter. Denhalter takes her steps. Now Denhalter is going to be tripped up, but she's going to be whistled for the travel. As this is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. On our YouTube feed here, we appreciate all the people bringing this. That is a 5-second violation. That is now going to belong to the Lobos. I feel like as this game has gone on, neither team has got into any kind of groove in this situation, as that's going to be Lacey Tenejith check back in for the Jackets. Inside to Carlisle. Carlisle up for 2, 27-7, 20-point lead for the Lobos. Lobos calling off the press. Carlisle going to meet Tenejith at half court. Tenejith drives, looks one way, looks the other. Right-handed layup over the side of Carlisle. And we're good as Reedhead's going to bring the ball. Reedhead over the stripe as that's going to go to Carlisle. Back over to Reedhead. Reedhead top of the key to Hancock. Hancock on the near side. And Hancock's going to be whistled for a travel.
That girl about got her head taken off.
27-9, 50 seconds left here in the second quarter. As we're going to get to halftime, folks, we're going to run some of our commercials to thank some of our sponsors for their absolute thankfulness of sponsoring these broadcasts. As Tenejith at the top of the key. Tenejith on Carlisle. Tenejith, Carlisle, but Reedhead's going to knock it away. And that's going to give it to Hancock. 4-on-1 fast break. Hancock's going to go inside. Denhalter's going to tip it out, and Denhalter's going to step on the line as she tries to save it, and that is going to belong to the Yellow Jackets, down 27-9, just over 30 seconds left here in the second quarter. Ball is inbounded by Paxson. It's going to be kicked out, and that is going to belong to the Snowflake Lobos. 28 seconds left and a chance to get that lead to 20 before half. As we've covered Blue Ridge a couple times this year, very uncharacteristic of the Yellow Jackets here, handling the ball and getting things in. As Adams steals it, and Adams is now going to bring out and try to dribble. Adams 3-on-3, going, driving, scoops it up, puts it in. She's going to get the shot, and the Lobos are going to be whistled for another foul, as they may have a big lead right here, but Blue Ridge doing everything in their power to try to take little bits of that away every time.
I got 40 once when I was on duty. Talk about 36,000 I was charged with the break. I was working down there at 35th in the rain.
Carlisle 3-point, no good. Rebounded by the Jackets, 27-12. As that was a Mountain Mobile Autoglass free throw by the Jackets. As Paxson looks to shoot it, no good. 27-12 is going to be your halftime score. The Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets down to the Snowflake Lobos. We're going to take a break. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
When you think glass, think Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Deemer's Glass offers the best selection of quality glass with affordable prices. They do full home window packages, replacement windows, custom shower doors and enclosures, custom mirrors in many shapes, styles, and colors, glass doors and hardware, commercial glass for buildings and offices, skylights, screens, fire-rated glass for your fireplace or stove, window film, and more. Visit Deemer's Glass today on Porter Mountain Road in Lakeside or call 1-888-GLASSMAN. Want to go skiing or snowboarding? Visit our friendly Honda Outdoor Sports. We offer skis, snowboards, and helmet rentals, custom footbeds, ski and snowboard repairs, as well as retail shopping for your snow gear, goggles, beanies, snow tubing, and even ice fishing supplies. We have all you need to prepare you for the outdoors. We welcome you to Honda Outdoor Sports, located 1 mile west of the casino.
Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint now has 3 locations to serve you. Snowflake, Lakeside, and now Sholo. And with over 85 years combined experience in auto glass and over 40 years of combined experience in window tint, you can trust the experts at Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint with your vehicle. Call them today.
Just call 536-5972. Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, cash back to you.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Shot of the Blue Ridge boys warming up, getting ready in anticipation for their matchup tonight with the Snowflake Lobos. We're going to go now to our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. And first of all, just great to have everyone joining us this evening. As the Snowflake Lobos up on 27-12, they had a 27-7 lead, and Blue Ridge is able to get a shot and an and one, and then put another 2 on the board to bring this lead only 27-12 as the Lobos go into halftime with a pretty comfortable lead. Lobos spraying around the scoring. Nobody over 6 points for the Lobos currently here in the first half, as I believe they've had about 7 or 8 scores here with this 27-point lead, as both teams doing very much to get pressure on the other one bringing up the ball. Lobos have done a little bit better on bringing pressure on the Yellow Jackets as they're bringing the ball up. Slovak done a very good job of pressing it and forcing the fast break. However, haven't always been able to finish. For the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, the consistent has been the play of number 24, Taylor Tenegith, as she has been able to keep this Jacket team somewhat at the nipping distance. Going to be interesting to see what happens as we come out and go through the second half, as we got about 4 minutes left till we're going to wrap up our Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. But before we go to break, I'd like to take a chance to thank our sponsors, Sholo Ford, Ace Hardware, Comfort Fit Dentures, Deemer's Glass, Summit Healthcare, Honda Ski and Outdoor, Northland Pioneer College, Horn Auto Center, and Mountain Mobile Auto Glass. As we continue to bring this broadcast, take a look at the Blue Ridge boys out there shooting, as we're going to take a look real quick to the boys matchup. The 3A East, from what I was talking to Coach Joe Clare about of the Lobos, the 3A East is open for anyone right now. Anyone to come in and put their hand on and take it. As there's really no dominant team right now. Snowflake beat Holbrook the other night in a very close one. Holbrook beat Round Valley the next night, although Round Valley not belonging to the current 3A East. So we have a good one for you tonight. Some of the teams Snowflake has beat, some of the teams Blue Ridge has beat. It feels like they're very similar ball clubs. However, when you look at the rankings, I believe Blue Ridge is down in the low 20s or mid 20s, and Snowflake is ranked as high as 7th. And I was talking to former coach Andy Wood of the Snowflake Lobos today. One of the things he said is he feels like there's different tiers of basketball right now in the 3A conference. There's the elites, and of course they're the Christians, the charters, and the Catholics. And then you have the next tier, which is where kind of the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets and Snowflake Lobos fit. Now that doesn't mean either one of those teams can come out of that top tier or to face that top tier and compete with them, because any given night we know that. So we're looking for a really good matchup tonight. There's a lot of PowerPoints and a lot of placement. We're going to see a lot of things change over the next couple weeks. We're going to take us a break. We're going to come back in 2 minutes and give you the second half. This is Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. And this has been your Honda Ski and Outdoor halftime show.
Winning takes focus, preparation, and support. Keep focused on your dream career while saving thousands in tuition costs at Northland Pioneer College. We're here to support your goals and see you succeed. Visit npc.edu to see our programs. An academic advisor will get you on the right path to achieve your educational goals. Northland Pioneer College, expanding minds, transforming lives.
At Summit Healthcare, you'll find a level of care you might not expect from a rural hospital. We've recently received 5 stars from CMS, a prestigious ranking that less than 5% of facilities in Arizona earned. Our cancer center has proven its level of advanced care with a national accreditation from the Commission on Cancer. And we continue to add more doctors and services so that you don't have to leave the mountain to find the care you need. At Summit Healthcare, we're elevating care here at home.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off the college with the lowest tuition in state. That's Northland Pioneer College with locations in Navajo and Apache County. Northland Pioneer College. As Lobos inbound the ball, kick it around a little bit. It ends up in the hands of Kinsey Brogan at three-point range on the near side. It's thrown out of bounds. That's going to be turnover Lobos, and that's going to go back to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, down 27-12, 7:45 left here, and a very early start to this half. As Tenijit's going to have the ball, Tenijit moves to the top of the key. Tenijit over to the far side in front of the Blue Ridge bench. Tenijit's looking back over to the other Tenijit, That is, yes, that's Lacey Tenejith. Tenejith backing down. That's going to be inbounded to Smith. Smith going to no good. Going to be stolen away. Hips is going to get credit for the steal to Oberg. Oberg long court pass to Brogan, and oh, it just misses off the fingertips of Brogan. And that is going to go back to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Snowflake has got to do a better job of finishing the end of these layups in this half. They left a lot of points, at 12 at least I can think of, where they turned the ball over deep under their own basket. As the officials get into place here, Tenejith's going to inbound the ball to, I believe that is Adams, number 10 for the Yellow Jackets. Adams over to Smith. Smith at the top of the key, in the middle. Not her normal spot, not used to seeing her put it on the ground, goes and sets a screen. Smith now inside, back over to Hamblin. Hamblin looking for Smith inside. Smith coming across the middle of the key, no good. And that's going to go back to Tenejith. Tenejith's going to throw it over, and that's going to be an air ball, and that's going to be grabbed over and reeled in by Smith. Smith over to, or excuse me, Hips. Hips over to Stewart. That's going to go way long from Nichols back to Hips, to Stewart, to Hips, to Brogan. Hips at the top of the key. Hips shoots a three. No good, off the mark. Rebound is by Adams. Adams bringing it off center court, crosses the time stripe. Adams goes to her right, guarded by Hips. Adams puts it up, no good. That is going to be tipped out by Nicole Hips, and that is going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. However, as we see replay, oh yeah, tipped off quite easily, but good job by Hips on not getting called with the foul. 26 seconds left on the shot clock. Blue Ridge looking to run an inbound play as Stewart gets screened off, guarding Tenejith, as they were looking to give the ball to Tenejith for an easy bucket. No good. Rebound, that's going to be with Tenejith. Tenejith's going to lose it to Nichols. Nichols going to try to save the steal, but goes back over to Hips. That's going to go inside to Tenejith. Tenejith, I guess that's a layup. It's kind of an underneath hook. Hips on the far side, in the middle to Oberg, to Brogan. Brogan off the three-point mark, and that is going to be, whoa. Okay, I'm not sure if we can get a replay on that because we're not under that basket, but it looked to me like the ball came off and it tipped off Oberg's hand, but they're going to kind of, oh, no, that is Smith. It is going to go off the fingertips of Smith. I thought Oberg got in the middle and tipped it. Great job down there by Cole on the camera, as Lobos are going to get it, and that's going to be a three by Haley Hancock. As I was so busy focused on that out-of-bounds play that, nope, didn't happen. Hancock's going to get it and throw up a three. 30-12 lead for the Snowflake Lobos. 5.5. As Hamlin's going to have the ball. Hamlin right now at the top of the key. Hamlin drives to her right. Goes. Back outside, three-pointer to Tenejith. Tenejith wants to take it. Tenejith doing all she can not to put it up. Is guarded by Denhalter. Denhalter, good defense on Tenejith there, as this is going to end up in the hands of Taylor Hancock, who just hit a three. Hancock goes off-balanced layup, no good. As that's going to come, Hamblin, long court, dribble, layup, no good. Now back to Tenejith, top of the key, three-point shot by Adams. Adams, that is good. That is a Comfort Fit Dentures three-point shot by Anaya Adams of the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Lobos to inbound, up 15. Carlisle, top of the key to Reedhead. Reedhead tries to get it inside, forces Denhalter, no good. Over to Hamblin, long court. Hamblin puts it up and in, and Blue Ridge chipping away at this lead, the lead down to 13, as the Lobos going to have to do something offensively not to turn over the ball and make those shots underneath. As Carlisle's going to get it, sends it over to rebound, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds, and that's going to belong to the Lobos. Reedhead wanted to throw it inside to Denhalter, but was not able to. As we're going to get Hamblin, and that's number 22, Wool, as well as, I'm not seeing that other number. That is Paxson checking in the game for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Carlisle to Carlisle. Back out to the top of the key to Carlisle. Carlisle puts it on the court. Reedhead three-point shot. That's going to be no good, off the mark. Rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. And here come the Yellow Jackets, a chance to cut this lead, as it's going to be stolen by Reedhead, not stolen, but tipped on the way to Hamblin, and Reedhead knocks it out of bounds, and that's going to give the Yellow Jackets the ball underneath their own basket, just over halfway through this third quarter, 30-17. Snowflake up on the Yellow Jackets, as Snowflake's chemistry has just gone way off in this quarter, and they have not been able to put much together. As Hamblin comes and drives in, No good. Rebound is by Carlisle. Carlisle to Hancock. Hancock guarded by Hamblin. Over the top to Reedhead. Reedhead on the near side. Brings it to the middle to Carlisle. And that's going to be Carlisle whistled for a travel, as we're going to get a fresh 5 Lobos to check into the game. Up 30-17. 3 minutes and 33 seconds left here in the third quarter. This is Show Low Forge's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com. I'm Aaron Hewish. For Mel on the truck, Robin and Cole on the cameras. We appreciate you choosing to join us on a chilly Friday evening, but a nice temperature here in the den at Snowflake High School to keep us ready for some action here in the second half, as Oberg rebounds, actually more or less intercepted a pass. So regardless, it's going to be a turnover for the Jackets, as Hips is going to get it. Hips is going to give it in the middle to Brogan, over to Nichols. Nichols back to Hips. Hips to Stewart. Stewart in the middle to Oberg. Brogan three-point shot, no good. Rebound, no good. And then we're going to have a loose ball, and that's going to be a jump ball, and that's going to belong to the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets according to the alternating possession. Or are we going to get a foul? We're going to get a foul on the Yellow Jackets, and that's going to go on the floor. I thought, folks, one official came in with a jump ball. The other official came in calling a foul. So the foul superseded the jump ball, if I'm not correct on that, as Hips is going to get the ball, rebounded into Oberg. Oberg puts it on the ground, and Oberg is going to fight for 2, and she's going to get an and one. And Chloe Oberg, the senior number 30, a chance to go to the line and put it in for a 3-point play. For those of you who don't know Chloe Oberg, just a fantastic young lady. A very integral part of our Snowflake volleyball team this year, as congratulations to them and Coach Jamie Robinson on their state title, and Chloe playing on that team, and Chloe also playing a huge role on the Lady Lobos softball team as a third baseman. And I don't know if any of you have seen Chloe hit a ball, but there's not many that have landed thus far. And Chloe is an amazing athlete, but an even better person. And we're going to be sad to see her go, as Blue Ridge off the mark a little bit. It's going to go to Brogan, over to the far side to Nichols. Brogan wanted the 3. Over to Stewart. Stewart now top of the key to Hips, and back to Stewart, back to Brogan. Brogan long court pass to Hips, 20 seconds on the shot clock. And the Lobos just having a tough job of running that around and getting that ball to tip out of bounds, as it's going to belong to Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets, down 33-17. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the third quarter. As over the time stripe, Wool is going to bring it. Wool going to her right. Looking open. Going to Hamblin. I believe that is 0 Miley Hamblin. Oh no, that was Leilani Hamblin. Miley was on this side of the court. As Miley is going to get fouled, that's going to be the 15th foul on the Snowflake Lobos. We're going to shoot 2, folks. Folks, you're going to have to forgive me for 1 second here, because that's 4 timeouts left from what I'm looking at. That is their first team foul of the quarter with 2 minutes left, as the Lobos bring in a fresh 5. This is the group that just a couple minutes ago was really struggling to get those looks and underneath and letting Blue Ridge chip back at this lead. So I'm sure they got a talking to by Coach Brogan. Not sure exactly what he told them, but I'm guessing it was something to the effect of, hey ladies, don't turn over the ball. As Coach Tenejith instructs his team, Lady Lobos doing a lot of substitution, keeping them fresh, but these Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets are not backing down at all. As you see Ashlyn Smith there in the middle, and Ashlyn Smith just a absolute ferocity, if that's a word we can use on the boards, as always, as that's going to be Chloe Reedhead inside, near side jumper, 8-foot jumper, good. As we look at it on the replay, I'm going to say an 8-foot jumper. I think I was right, as that is going to be Adams handling the ball. Adams over, as Adams is going to give and go, set the screen. That's going to go in for 2 for the Yellow Jackets, 35-19, chipping away at this Lady Lobo lead. Carlisle, the ball over to Hancock. Hancock now crosses midcourt. Back over to Carlisle. Carlisle looking, stops with the jump stop. Gives it back to Hancock, over to Reedhead. Chloe Reedhead looking for Raya Denhalter. Raya up for 2, no good. Raya boxed out, and there's again Ashlyn Smith with another rebound for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. And Blue Ridge is going to have to do that, take every opportunity right now of every missed shot by Snowflake, as we're going to get a whistle and we're going to get a 2-shot foul as we look at the replay here. And, oh yeah, she got the arm. So that's going to put, I'm having a rough time seeing the numbers here for the Yellow Jackets. I believe that's Paxson at the line. It might, excuse me, is that Wool or Paxson? That is Tenagen. So not only am I off once, off twice, way off. I'll get it right eventually, folks. As Tenagen puts the ball in, good. Reedhead to inbound, Reedhead to Carlisle. Carlisle sends it over to Reedhead. Reedhead getting collapsed on with pressure. Carlisle brings it open, breaks the press, over to Denhalter. Denhalter tries to get it back to Carlisle where it's stolen. Carlisle fights it, goes, gives it to Reedhead. Reedhead, long shot, no good. I think it goes online. Reedhead with their own rebound. Reedhead drives, no good. And that's going to be Blue Ridge. And there it is again. Ashlyn Smith with the rebound. Everything Smith can do to help her team get back into this game. As Smith goes down the court, setting a pick. Now she's going to drop down low again. And her and Carlisle are going to battle for it. Carlisle, and we're going to get Carlisle tried to get it over the top. And it's going to be given, and I'm not sure who grabbed that, but we get it for a jump ball as Carlisle kind of aggressively putting the elbows out. And that's going to be a turnover for the Snowflake Lobos as Carlisle did possess the ball. As now Natalie Carlisle steals it up court to Denhalter. Denhalter in her way up and over, and Denhalter's going to be no. I thought they were going to get Denhalter for pushing off, but that is no. As we look down there, and they're going to call Hamblin. And Hamblin, we've seen Hamblin be extremely aggressive and sometimes over-aggressive, and maybe that's why she got whistled for it. But Denhalter, at one point there, looked like she was putting the ball kind of in the middle as she kind of knocked her around as Denhalter to shoot her first. And that is going to bounce around, no good. 35-21, 14-point lead for the Lobos as we are on the setting sun of the third quarter here from the Den at Snowflake High School. Thank you for joining us on this Friday night. Denhalter's second free throw, no good. Both no good, as that's going to be rebounded by Wool. Wool, and we're going to have a foul on the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. That's going to send both teams to the bench or to the backcourt, and that's going to allow Hancock to now shoot two free throws. I want to say wide open free throws. So Hancock a chance to add to this lead. And before we take a break, folks, we're going to show you Hancock's two free throws. We're going to take a break and come back and bring you the fourth quarter. Hancock's first free throw is way off the mark to the right. Sorry, you Buffalo Bills fans, but it was right on that shot too. As here's Hancock's second. Hancock looking, bouncing, putting it up and in, and that is no good. And we're going to take a break. This is Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
You've been there, waiting forever at the gas station for the guy to free up so he can fill up your propane tank. Or worse, when the only qualified propane technician decided to stay home that day. Yep, you've been there, and I have too. That's why now I get my propane from Ace Hardware every time. You get Ace Hardware's world-famous customer service when you stop in for propane. That's right, you get in, you get out, and you get a great deal on propane and everything else. From Ace Hardware at their locations in Pine Top and Heber. Ace Hardware is proud to support White Mountain Sports.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable. Always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Sports presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. And folks, I'm not going to critique the clock keeping or the officiating here. That was the fastest minute timeout I've ever seen, because we went to break right after those free throws and they started that minute clock and we were back really quick. And in that time, the ball kicked around a little bit, belonged to the Lobos, and eventually Hadley Nichols ended up with it, and Hadley Nichols put it up and she made the shot and gets an and one, but she's off the mark on her free throw. Rebounded by the Lobos, and now Lobos get a second opportunity and they're off the mark as well. So struggling with the free throws. However, up 37-21, up 16 with 7 minutes and 30 seconds-ish left here as Blue Ridge puts up a three, and that is, I can't see that number. That is Paxson, I believe, and that cuts way into this Lobo lead, 37-24, as the Lobos are going to have to start making their free throws. They're not turning over the ball. Stewart at the top, the key to Brogan. Brogan puts up a three. No good. Rebound Nichols. Nichols puts it on the floor, drives inside, no good. She's going to be fouled. Lobos going to have to take every opportunity because we are at a point here where this game is definitely not out of reach for these Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets. Anytime you have Tennis on the court to get those open three-pointers, anything is possible as Blue Ridge looking to claw their way back a little bit in this game. As Nichols tying her shoe. We have Stewart, Hips, Nichols, Brogan, and Olberg on the court for the Lobos. We have Paxson, Hamblin, Tenejith, and Adams on the court for the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets as we get an official timeout as Nichols goes over to the side to get something up with a knee brace or a brace in her shoe, and they may take her out of the game and have to put someone else to shoot her free throws for her. As it looks like Carlisle is going to check into the game, and Carlisle is going to come in, and she is going to have to shoot Nichols' free throws. This is a very weird case scenario that does not happen very often, but when the referee deems it. So Carlisle's going to go up, and there go the Lobos' free throw issues, as I think they are 0 for 7. 0 for 7 or 0 for 8 on their, actually they had the one. They're 0 for 8 in their last free throw attempts as Carlisle's second is going to be no good. She jumped over the line, and that is going to belong to the Yellow Jackets, down 37-24 with a chance to chip into this lead even more. Look for Blue Ridge to do a lot of this cut, give and go, cut, give and go as the Lobos kind of back off the pressure, although Hips is going to be there to get Adams on her way in. Over to Tenejith. Tenejith looking top of the key, now to the free throw line. Tenejith over to Paxson. No good rebound, Tenejith. Tenejith to Adams. Adams to her left side, left hand. Adams goes in and throws a right-handed layup. That's going to be a 37-26. And Blue Ridge chipping back at this Lobo lead as Hips trying to get it across the time stripe as she does. Inside to Olberg. Olberg uncontested through the middle, and Olberg ends a very long Snowflake drought. About 3 minutes is what I have, folks. 39-26, Lobos up 13 with 6 minutes left. Yellow Jackets not out. Yellow Jackets have some three-point threats, and here is one of them as Paxson's going to get it knocked away. Paxson gathering it back in. Back out to Hamblin. Miley Hamblin top of the key. Miley dribbles, and it's going to be stolen by Olberg. Olberg brings it across the time stripe, and for Olberg, going to get up the court, going for that fast break, she just barely mishandled that dribble, and as she did, it was knocked away by Hamblin. But about the best case scenario for the Snowflake Lobos, because now they can set up fresh as Brogan's going to inbound the ball to Stewart. Stewart just to the left of the top of the key. Stewart being guarded very close by Adams. Over to Brogan. Brogan to Hips. Hips looking. Back to Stewart to Brogan. Brogan inside to Olberg. Olberg one dribble on the floor, and they're going to call an offensive foul on Chloe Olberg. And I want to see that, and it looked like there were a bit of feet shuffling. Of course, the Lobo faithful do not like it, but we have the advantage of replay, and it looked like Paxson did everything she could just to get Olberg to put that shoulder down and knock into her. And that is the Lobos' second team foul. And they're up 13, 39-26 with 5.5 left here in the fourth quarter. Blue Ridge with the ball and on the run as Tenejith goes inbounds, and Tenejith's going to get, and this is a chance to cut this Lobo lead as she fouls and gets the and one. So chance to cut this Lobo lead to 10. It's been a long time since it's been only a 10-point lead for the Lady Lobos, as Lady Lobos have 5 fresh faces to check in. Hancock, Denhalter, Carlisle, and Reedhead back in for the Lady Lobos. As, let's see, this is Tenejith at the line to try to add to her and one, and she's off the mark on the free throw. Rebound is by Reedhead. Reedhead guarded by Tenejith. Reedhead sends it over to Hancock. Hancock's going to get tied up, and that's going to be tied up. Reedhead, a little bit of a mix-up to Denhalter. Denhalter had the ball, tried to go to Hancock, and Hancock loses it. As now that comes into Adams. Adams has it knocked away. Carlisle knocks it away. Denhalter ends up the ball. Hancock on the near side. Hancock across and over to Carlisle. Carlisle at the top of the key, handling the ball into Reedhead. Reedhead three-point shot. And that is going to be whistled a three-point shot Before we go to break, I want to see that on replay because it looked like her front foot might have been on that line. Nonetheless, folks, that is going to be a Comfort Fit Dentures 3-point shot for the Snowflake Lobos here. And they just added that lead, just under 5 left, 42-28 for the Lobos. As Lobos put on the press here, as Carlisle guarding Tenijith. Tenijith now breaks the press on her own top of the key. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound Carlisle, and Carlisle is going to be fouled by Paxson as Paxson comes in to try to grab the rebound and is just kind of brushed over. So a little bit of physicalness, and that's okay in the game, as now we're going to have Lady Lobos ball, and that's going to be her second foul. Blue Ridge is going to be whistled for their third team. Putting on the press, Carlisle to Carlisle, over to Hancock as it crosses, back in the middle of Carlisle. Long 3-point shot, no good. Hancock with the rebound, Hancock saving it. Hancock over the top. As Lobos are going to take a timeout, we're going to take one too. This is Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Arno. I might not be comfortable on the basketball court, but I promise, at Comfort Fit Dentures, you'll feel comfortable always.
Comfort Fit Dentures has dentures starting at $499 with payment plans, and they have 2 labs, meaning you get your dentures in days instead of weeks. Call Comfort Fit Dentures today to schedule a free exam and x-ray. 928-888-0002. 928-888-0002.
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right. Not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk1067.com as we get set to bring you the last 4.5 minutes of this fourth quarter as the Lady Lobos up on the Lady Jackets 42-28. Lady Lobos with the ball and threatening as Chloe Reedhead's going to take a 15-foot jumper. No good. Rebound is Carlisle. Carlisle over Denhalter. Denhalter loses it, gains it back. She's going to put it up. And we're going to get a whistle and a foul. Now, I'm not an expert, folks, but I thought Denhalter might have slid a little bit on the court there. And from my vantage point, was blocked a little bit by one of the advertising banners here at the gym. It looked to me like they were whistling that, and I thought Denhalter was going to get whistled for a travel, but nonetheless. And there's another missed opportunity at the free throw line as Coach Brogan, I'm sure, is going to take this book and go back and look and see. Even though they are in a very good situation right now, Coach Brogan is going to take a very long look at these free throws. And what's happening is that's going to be Tenijith. Tenijith being pressed by Carlisle. Tenijith now gets it over the time side. Great job of handling the ball by Tenijith. As Tenijith goes to her right, under her bench, she goes in. And she's going to be blocked by Carlisle. And Carlisle's going to get it, but Carlisle is going to bounce over to Reedhead. Reedhead kind of gets it stolen. Now Reedhead gives it to Carlisle. Inside to Reedhead. Back to Lindsay Carlisle, and Lindsay up for 2. 45-28, 3 minutes and 45 seconds left. Stay tuned, folks. In a little bit here, we're going to bring you the Honda Ski and Outdoor post-game show as Carlisle is going to be whistled with the push, and that's going to be the 4th team foul as a fresh 5 are going to be checking in for the Snowflake Lobos this evening as Coach Brogan's team up 45-28, 3 minutes and 35 seconds, as we're going to have Nichols, Brogan, Hips, Stewart, and Olberg checking in as Adams is going to inbound the ball. Adams to Smith. Smith back to Adams. Adams out at the 28-foot line. Adams dribbling to her right, sends it over to Hamblin. Hamblin in front of the Blue Ridge bench on the far side. Over to Tenijith. Tenijith to the top of the key. Now Tenijith goes to her right. Back out to Smith. Smith dribbles, passes, sends to Tenijith, but it's going to be knocked out by Stewart. Shot clock stays at 15. Adams to inbound the ball and right in front of her bench, right as her coach Tenijith is looking on. Adams inbounds to, I am having a tough time seeing some of these numbers. Paxson, top of the key, Tenejith puts it up. There's going to be a foul. And I believe that's either going to be Brogan or Hips whistled for a foul. That's going to be Hips. That is going to be foul on Nicole Hips, the junior. That is going to be the 5th team, and that is going to be Nicole's 2nd personal. Tenejith to the line to shoot her first one. No good. Both teams struggling at the line. As Blue Ridge is going to bring in 4. And let's see, I believe that's Tenejith, Adams, Paxson, and Hamblin. Second one up, no good. Rebounded by, well, it was rebounded kind of by Oberg, but Adams came in and almost grabbed it from her. Adams slipped, ball falls out of bounds, and that's going to belong to the Snowflake Lobos. 3 minutes left, 45-28, Lobos up. Hips with the ball, Hips over to Stewart. Hips back to Stewart. Stewart looking. Getting down close to that 10-second mark. Gets it across the time stripe. Hips far court pass to Nichols. Hadley Nichols. Over to Brogan. Brogan 3-point shot. No good. Rebounded by Hamblin. Blue Ridge on the run. Blue Ridge doing what they need to do to chip into this lead just a hair. Trying to keep it close as Hamblin gives it to Tenejith. Tenejith over to the far side. I believe that's Wool. Inside give and go, and that's what Blue Ridge has been great at all day. That's a great give and go. Paxson to Tenejith, up for 2. Good. As Hips is going to bring it over to Stewart. Hips crosses the time stripe by throwing it over to Nichols. Nichols in the middle, Oberg. Oberg at the free throw line. Over to Brogan. Brogan back to Stewart. Hips for 3. Long 3-point shot, no good. Rebound. Kinsey Brogan does everything she can to save it. Saves it over to Stewart. Stewart on the near side at 3-point range as Coach Brogan's going to get a 30-second timeout. We're going to take a 30-second timeout and come back and start wrapping this up with our Honda Ski and Outdoor postgame show. This is Show Fort's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
All right, Mel. I'm going to start the
Who sells the #1 truck in America? Sholo Ford. That's right, not only do they sell it, Sholo Ford is the best place to buy it. Why? Guy Hatch guarantees it. In fact, he guarantees you'll get the best deal on your next Ford car, van, or SUV as well. It doesn't matter what you buy. Sholo Ford has the best deal. Sholo Ford on the east end of the Deuce and at sholoford.com.
Welcome back to the last 2 minutes, the 2-minute warning, as it were. Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com as the Snowflake Lobos up with a 15-point lead on the Blue Ridge Yellow Jackets with under 2 minutes left in this fourth quarter. As we see Hips at the top of the key to Brogan, looking to Oberg. Oberg at the free throw line over to Stewart. Stewart to Hips at the top of the key again. Brogan on the far near side at 3-point range inside to Oberg. Oberg up, no good, gets her own rebound. She puts it up, she's going to be fouled. As the senior Chloe Oberg goes to the line, we're going to wrap this one up and come back for the last live action of the game. This is going to be the Honda Ski and Outdoor post-game show. And the name of this one was, although Snowflake has a commanding lead right now, they struggled with a couple things. One is open shots, running the court, and missing free throws. Blue Ridge, tough job. They could not break the press very well. Their speed did not hold up very well. As we're looking here at our Honda Ski and Outdoor postgame show, as Oberg goes up, and Oberg's going to put another one in, 48-30. As we got to look into our Deemer's Glass woman of the game, and that is tonight going to be number 30 for the Snowflake Loas, the senior Chloe Oberg. Chloe Oberg, just an all-around good athlete, outstanding part of the student council here at Snowflake High School, doing a great job in everything she does. Congratulations to Chloe Oberg for our Deemer's Glass as Chloe goes up and as I say, our Deemer's Glass man of the game. Chloe Oberg kisses one off the glass for 2 points to help her team's cause out. Chloe Oberg, your Deemer's Glass woman of the game. Deemer's Glass in Lakeside, 1-888 Glassman. That brings us, folks, to our Honda Ski and Outdoor drive of the half. And our Honda Ski and Outdoor drive of the half is going to be after that timeout. When the Lobos had the inbound, it ended up in the hands of Hadley Nichols. Hadley Nichols with the off-bound jumper was fouled, made the basket, didn't make the free throw, but that seemed to shift the momentum on the bench. and shift the momentum all around for the Lady Lobos. So congratulations to Hadley Nichols for our Mountain Mobiles Auto Glass, or excuse me, our Horn Auto Center driver of the half. That was a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass free throw right there. As the student section for Snowflake High School coming in tonight behind our cameraman Cole, and they have a lot of sport coats on, and I've just been informed that the theme tonight is all these schools going to these themed nights for their games is ESPN night here at the Den at Snowflake High School. So look for the students to act like sportscasters. My question is, which one of the kids dressed up am I going to get to come join me in my broadcast? Because I'm dressed nothing like that. For those of you who know me, seeing me in a sport coat and jeans is probably something you'll never see. But nonetheless, ESPN night here at the boys' game at Snowflake High School. As this has been our Honda Ski and Outdoor post-game show, we'd like to also recognize Northland Pioneer College with our tip-offs. When it comes time to tip off your college education, tip it off at the college with the lowest tuition in the state. That's Northland Pioneer College, locations in Navajo and Apache County. We'd like to thank Ace Hardware, sponsoring our keys to the game. Comfort Fit Dentures with our three-pointers, as well as Mountain Mobile Auto Glass, our free throws, as we just had a Mountain Mobile Auto Glass free throw. 50-32, 20 seconds left. This one is just going to be called, folks, as Lobos go down, put in another one, and that's going to put 20 on the board as a lead, as it's going to be tipped out and belong to Blue Ridge. Just like thank Honda Ski and Outdoor, Summit Healthcare with their injury report, and Deemer's Glass in Lakeside. Last 12 seconds left is the Lobos, this 5-5 subbing that they're doing, their young ladies are just fresh, and they're just not even giving up as they're working on this press for the rest of the year. As that's going to be inbounded by Blue Ridge, and that's going to be, I believe I'm actually wrong. That is 15. That is Adams. So Adams coming down. 7 seconds left on the clock. Blue Ridge to inbound the ball. Lady Lobos will continue their season. These two teams will meet again in just a short amount of time, about 10 days, over at Blue Ridge High School for a rematch. And look for it to be a little bit different game, as both coaches will make adjustments. Folks, don't go anywhere after this. We're going to set up the broadcast, and we're going to come back to bring you the boys' game. This is Shola Ford's presentation. This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com. I'm Aaron Hewish for Mel, Robin, and Cole on the cameras and producing this one. A very good break in the evening. Come back and join us for the boys' game. This has been Shola Ford's presentation of high school basketball on italk1067.com.
This has been Sholo Ford's presentation of high school basketball on iTalk 1067 KNKI Pine Top and iTalk1067.com. Brought to you in part by Northland Pioneer College, Ace Hardware of the White Mountains, Deemer's Glass, Mountain Mobile Auto Glass and Tint, Comfort Fit Dentures, Summit Regional Medical Center, Horn Auto Center, and Honda Ski and Outdoor Sport. This broadcast has been a copyrighted production of iTalk 1067 and Country Mountain Airwaves, a Kopaniki communications station. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of this broadcast without the expressed written consent of iTalk 1067 or Country Mountain Airwaves is strictly prohibited. For more information on this game and other games around the region, go to italk1067.com.